Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. How y'all doing on this Sunday? Today I'll be hanging out with Mark. Today we're going to the Lucky's Sports Theater. Same place we went to during the season where we were doing live streams and things. Got some things planned. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But for now, I just want to talk to you guys more about some free agency wish lists for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see. We know that they always say that they're not going to be big players in free agency, blase, blase. But my opinion is this. I think if the Cowboys want to get over that hump, they're going to have to take some chances. And those chances start right now as far as getting some players. And I think that it's imperative for them to make some moves and do some things right now. I'm going to go over I'm going to talk about some safeties or whatever. We already know about one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about who's your favorite, who's on your wish list for the Cowboys for a free agent this year. I'm going to start off with Landon Collins. Landon Collins, safety for the Giants. 25 years old. The Giants are more inclined to put him on a franchise tag and bring him back. Now, we don't know what his mindset is as far as what he wants to do. There was an interview that came out that, from the, I guess, the Giants media. They were asking him when the season was over, did you leave anything in your locker? And he was like, I didn't leave anything in my locker that I don't care to keep. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but we'll see what that means. He's a very good playmaker. He's had shoulder surgery, so I don't know how much money he's going to demand, but he would definitely be 100% by September. I guess for preseason, I don't know how he would be for off-season programs for things of that nature. But I think for him, more than likely, the Giants are going to bring him back, though. I don't think he's leaving the Meadowlands. He was one of the ones that basically said that when we played them, he was talking all that crap about Dak, saying that, hey, if we stop Ezekiel, to stop their run game, if we make Dak throw the ball, blase, blah, whatever he said about that. If we make Dak throw the ball and make him one-dimensional, we could beat him. And then Dak was like, challenge accepted. And we went in there and whooped their ass. That was pretty much what that was. But, yeah, I know you guys remember that one. Next guy I have on the list, Adrian Amos, safety from the Bears. He's 26 years old. He's not an elite safety, but he's definitely a solid player. To me, he's kind of like a Barry Church type of guy. But I think that he's probably going to command a huge contract this offseason unless the Bears re-sign him. And we know the Cowboys aren't going to go big in free agency. So that's probably a no-go on that one. Earl Thomas, a 5-star safety. Everything that you want. He's 30 years old, but Cowboys know him. We've been talking about Earl Thomas since almost feels like the beginning of time. Since last season when he came and chased down Jason Garrett to the Cowboys locker room and told him to come get him. It's been, ever since then, it's been blown up. It's been talked about ever since then. Through all of last season, the Seahawks wanted us to give up a first-round pick and some other type of stuff just to get Earl Thomas. And I'm like, they'd be stupid to do that. It's good that they waited to the next offseason for him to be a free agent. That way they can negotiate something without worrying about the Seahawks. He did come off a season-ending leg injury. That could bring his stock down a little bit, but who knows? We'll see what happens with that. Now, I'm a big fan of Earl Thomas. I know that the majority of Cowboy fans, 90% of you guys want him as well. It's one of those things that, well, we'll see about it when it happens. The next one I'm going to talk about is Clinton Dix, safety from the Redskins. Now, we know him from the Packers. He spent most of his career with the Packers. He was with the Redskins this past season. He's 26 years old. Now, he was a pretty good safety for the Packers, but it seems like he didn't have a good season with the Redskins. Now, who does when they go to the Redskins? It's almost like the Redskins, when they pick up their free agents, they don't think about whether this guy is a good scheme fit. They just kind of just get their players off a whim. It's almost like they're just like, whoa, this is a position of need. Let's just go get this guy. How about that? So I think that that's one of the things that they do commonly. I'm not a big fan of that, and I don't think they should continue to do that, but whatever. That's them. I don't care. As long as our team don't do that. I know that he missed some tackles last season. I don't really want him. I'm not a big fan of Clinton Dix. But you know, again, that's just for name's sake, I guess. But he's a good cover safety. I give him that. But you know, again, I just feel like he's in the wrong scheme with the Redskins at this point. And we have LaMarcus Joyner, safety from the Rams, 28 years old. I've said this in a live stream when I talked about the free agent list. I mentioned him, and I said, look, the Rams can't pay everybody. They got a lot of free agents. They're going to lose a lot of players this offseason. And, again, they might use a franchise tag on somebody, but I don't think it's going to be LaMarcus Joyner. Now, he's definitely a stellar safety. He hasn't played a full season since 2015 with injuries here and there. A little bit of a concern. His price tag might be a little too high for the Cowboys, but it's definitely a guy to look at. Yeah. And some of these other guys I'm not going to talk about because I know that they're not going to be an option at all. I spoke on Trey Boston. Trey Boston, safety from the Cardinals, 27 years old. He's missed some tackles too, but you know, he's excellent in coverage though. You know, safeties, like I said, when it comes to tackling, you know, most of them are just heavy hitters. You know, a lot of them don't. There's not many safeties in this league right now that actually will wrap you up. And the ones that do, those are the ones that get the huge contracts. But, you know, as far as safety goes, you want your guy to be good on run support. You want your guy to be good in overall coverage. Those are the main things. As far as tackling, you kind of don't want your guys missing tackles either. But as long as they're making good angles and stuff like that, you know, it's almost like a chance when you're a safety because you're on an island. You have to really know where you're at when you play safety because you don't have a lot of coverage. That's why it's called a safety. You are the last line of defense before that wide receiver or tight end gets in the end zone for the most part on long pass plays. But I kind of like Trey Boston. He's definitely an option, but I don't know what he's going to command in free agency as far as money. Kenny Vaccaro, which is a guy that a lot of fans wanted last offseason, safety from the Titans. He played with the Titans this year. Had a pretty good year. He's 28 years old right now. He definitely did a solid job of filling in for, what is the guy named? Cyprian, the other guy, the safety for the Titans or whatever. I don't know too much about them, but I think his name is Cyprian. But he played in place of him, you know, starting, and he did a pretty good job. He definitely has a little more. He still has some juice in the system. He's not that over the hill. He's like at the farther end of his prime, getting into like trying to get to his last contract. So again, you know, with namesake, with a guy like Kenny Vaccaro, he might be an expensive guy in free agency. Another guy that the Cowboys were looking at last season, when he left the Bengals, when the Bengals cut him, safety George Aikiola. George Aikiola. He's now with the Vikings. He's 29 years old. The Cowboys actually looked at him in the offseason, but the Vikings actually picked him up before they got a chance to even look at him. He was cut for salary reasons. Again, not a great safety overall, but he's a solid player. He's on that Barry Church type level. We like Barry Church for the most part because Barry Church started his career in our system, so it was almost like he was solid for us. He reminds me of a guy like that, jack of all trades. He could play single high. He could play as that extra linebacker for you. He could come down and play down. You know, but we'll see. He's not a liability. Like I said, he's not the greatest safety, but he's like a jack of all trades. He's average at about everything. And that's kind of what you want with a solid safety. You know, you want to have that guy on your team that's like high level, and you want to have the guy that's solid. Because the solid guys are the ones that are going to be consistent for you. You want a consistent guy, and I'll give him that. He's a consistent guy. Now, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments on who you want on your wish list. I know that some of these guys are probably going to be out of the realm, but you know, you look at Earl Thomas, Tyrann Mathieu. I know a lot of guys want Tyrann Mathieu. Saw news articles about Tyrann Mathieu possibly coming to the Cowboys, but I remember him saying himself that he don't like the Cowboys. He was in a Twitter battle with I think Chidobe Awuzie last year and Kayvon and all them, and they clapped back because he was like, "Oh, I can't even name any of the safeties or the corners on the Dallas Cowboys. They're all trash." So he said a comment like that, and my frat brother, Kayvon Frazier, clapped back on him and was like, "Bruh, get up out of here with that." I said, he basically clapped back on him, told him, was like, "We ain't no chumps over here in Dallas." So I don't know. Tyrann Mathieu has kind of an injury history. He was great when he was with Arizona. He's now with the Texans, free agent now. He signed a year contract with them. I don't know if the Texans just want to re-sign him or what they want to do, but again, his injury history is kind of going to scare some teams. But again, just like with every other free agent, it seems like they always key them with the Dallas Cowboys just because the Cowboys have a need there. Now, the Cowboys can also go, since they're bargain shoppers. You guys remember J.J. Wilcox? They can go back and get J.J. JJ's with the Colts right now, I think. He went all over the league. Like, when he left us, he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he was with the Steelers. I think he spent time with the Jets. That's the last that I heard of him, when he was with the Jets. I didn't know that he was with the Colts. He must have just got with the Colts or something. I don't know. I haven't really been following J.J. Wilcox, but J.J. Wilcox was that guy that was a converted, like from college, converted running back to a safety. He's only 28. He knows the Cowboys scheme. I mean, maybe they could bring him back for depth, special teams, you know what I mean? But, you know, I know that Earl Thomas is on everybody's wish list right now. Hopefully they do something with that. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. But I just wanted to quickly talk about that with you guys, see what you guys think. Who's the safety you want? I know there's going to be a lot of people screaming for Earl Thomas, so that's pretty much where we're at. I agree. I say the same thing. Bring Earl Thomas in here, help him out, help out with the younger guys on this roster. So those of them that didn't really understand Chris Richard, they're going to know now. So that's pretty much all I had. I will be with Mark today at Lucky's, like I said in the beginning of the video. We're going to be doing a live stream up there, so you guys check that out on his channel. Those of you that haven't subscribed to me yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. You know, still out here doing content and things for the off season. I got a lot of things coming up for this off season on this channel. I'm working on some things now in the background that I will be bringing to you guys' attention later on, sometime soon. So look out for that. But for now, this is your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a great Sunday.